855-400-7282.
Savage.
Hey, our Savage Nation is sponsored by SwissAmerica.com, the only company I trust for wealth insurance, gold and silver. Call 800-BUI-COIN.
That's named Lucille.
Remember that song, Lucille? Unbelievable. He named his Gibson
I'm
Lucille.
about Lucille.
It's too slow, the whole narrative. We don't have time. We're not stoned in a nightclub. I am sailing today. I'm sailing. It's Friday, number one. Number two, I just had a 1.5 ounce espresso, Italian style, with a little piece of lemon peel. No one does that anymore. You know, you can't even, at Starbucks, yeah, go ask Starbucks for lemon peel. They'll ask you to talk about race instead of giving you a lemon peel. They don't know about a lemon peel in black in an espresso, do they? I just had a wonderful 1 ounce espresso with a lemon peel. And I'm just sailing along on the Savage Nation. So I'm going to give you the news. Here's a nice little story to make your weekend, all you American, red-blooded Americans, Rock River Republicans. Here it comes. Girl Scouts welcome cross-dressing boys into their ranks. Isn't that nice? Now, that's very inclusive. The Girl Scouts of America is the latest organization to cave to pressure from the LGBTIQA lobby to extend membership to boys who identify as girls. How do you like that? I just can't believe this. Maybe they could have cross-dressing scouts instead of Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. Why can't you have cross-dressing scouts with a cross-dressing leader and special emblems and special insignia and special badges and special merit badges which you can earn, like best makeup? I can't figure it out. Best hair, best nails. Transgender boys wanting to join the Girl Scouts has come up. You know, we're a sick nation. This nation is sick. It's sick in the head. It's the sickest nation on the planet. Is it any wonder that phenomenal... Don't get me started because I'm about to really get angry. Is it any wonder that some... I better not say it. I can't do it.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE. 855-400-7282.
Savage.
I need a news break. We got a real big piece of news here. All right, big deal. Sarnoff got the death penalty. All right, I can sleep better at night. How many years will the liberal lawyers keep him alive? That's all. I gave him the death penalty. They don't even know who Sarnoff is. When I first saw the name Sarnoff, I said, Sarnoff, you know, the Boston Marathon bomber? Sarnoff. And I started to say, wait a minute. There was a very famous guy at NBC News named Sarnoff. I said, oh, the real Russian name is Tsaranov. Tsar Nikolai. There's a dirty song that goes to that if you're Russian that I learned as a young child. I can't sing it on the air. It has a nice beat to it. And it was sung by the peasants in the little villages against the Tsar before he was killed. But I don't want to sing you a song. You now have a shorter attention span than a goldfish, according to a new study. Microsoft did a study, okay? And your brain goes dead after 8 seconds. You lose concentration after 8 seconds, I swear to God. They surveyed 2,000 people and studied the brain activity of 112 others using EEGs. And Microsoft found that since the year 2000, or about when the mobile revolution began, the average attention span dropped from 12 seconds, oh, it was really long then, to 8 seconds. Now, that's an amazing story. 77% of people aged 18 to 24 responded yes when they were asked, when nothing is occupying my attention, the first thing I do is reach for my phone, compared with only 10% of those over age 65. I thank God I grew up without a phone in my hand. I don't reach for a phone when I'm let's say when there's nothing attracting my attention. There is nature out there. I can go look at seagulls. I can go look at a cloud. It's gone. Art is gone. Science is gone. Poetry is gone. Thought is gone. Philosophy is gone. You have a bunch of robots with little iPhones in their hands. WBAP in Dallas. Kurt, welcome to the Savage Nation. What's on your mind, my friend?
Countdown to Mecca, great book. Saul Minsky reminds me of a friend of our family growing up. We weren't criminals, but he was, and he was like Saul, and he was a good guy. He knew his wife was having an affair and smooching with a guy on a lookout point looking over Lake Erie. So he had his construction guys drop off a backhoe about a block away, and he got on it, started up, and went over there, and while they were smooching, he pushed him over the cliff. The hell out of him.
Come on, you made that up for your own novel.
Nah, it's just Saul Minsky brought back the memories. That guy was a great guy.
What else? Come on, give me another Saul Minsky-like story.
Well, the same guy, Angelo, last name not to be repeated in case he's still alive. This is the first time I met him. I was at the airport, and my dad was running the place, and he said, "You want to fly a guy to Erie for the horse races?" I go, "Absolutely." I was young. My flying career was just getting started. And he says, "Yeah, that 250 Comanche out there, you've flown it, right?" And I go, "I have." Oh, I was excited. So I took him to the races, and it was frightening. It was frightening, Doc. He was yelling at everybody over there, and he knew which horse was going to win, and it was freaky.
Oh, you were the pilot.
Yeah. And I brought him back, and he left. And my dad said, "How did it go?" And I said, "Great." I go, "Who is that guy, Don Corleone?"
So he could still be living somewhere?
He might be. That's why I'm not going to say his last name.
Are you still flying?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm retired now. I made it all the way to left seat of a 747.
So when I brought up the issue of dirty airplane cabins and such, I bet it struck a chord with you. Filth on airplanes, huh?
Handy wipes you open up. We'd open about 5 of those, and we'd scrub down the yoke, the throttles, everything that you normally touch flying. Because the guys flying before you, they're clean guys, but they got germs on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about changing babies' diapers on plane tray tables?
Yeah, I don't eat my.
How about a nice blanket on an airline, or a nice pillow? Can I have a nice pillow that's not in a plastic wrapper? That would be nice.
Yeah.
So, Kurt, let me send you a copy of Countdown to Mecca. Maybe you'll enjoy Saul Minsky, and he is a good character. I liked inventing him. You know why I put Minsky in the novel? Because it happens to be a fact of American history that during World War II, the Office of Naval Intelligence went to organized crime in New York to help them solve the problem of Germans who were sabotaging ships on the docks in New York City. And they knew exactly who to go to, which were the people who were controlling the docks. And they caught the German agents who were sabotaging our ships. You know, would it be that our government had the brains to go to the people who know how to find the, let us say, sleeper cells in America who are doing sabotage in this country? We might be a healthier nation. Sometimes you have to reach across the aisle to people who you normally absolutely detest because they're criminals. And you may realize that the criminals can save the nation while the putzes who are in the intelligence service can't even save their own jobs. They're worried about LGBT-compliant intelligence services. You hear this? Meanwhile, ISIS is on the move in the Middle East. They took another city with an armored bulldozer. Where'd they get the armored bulldozer? It's ours. They stole it. Well, we gave it to them. And what did Obama the putz do while the armored bulldozer was breaking down the Citadel walls that they were taking the city in the Middle East? This schmuck was giving the atomic bomb to Iran and telling the Saudis not to worry about it because he could be trusted. You hear the country we're living in? That's all. You wonder why I get it. Look at the story. Girl Scouts welcome cross-dressing boys into their ranks. Since 2003, because of the sickness of the left, the Girl Scouts of America's enrollment has dropped over 1 million girls, 27% of its membership, because of its lurch to the paranoid, crazy, insane, perverted left. Last year, pro-lifers launched a national cookie boycott after the Girl Scouts endorsed Wendy Davis, a pro-abortion candidate for governor of Texas. Believe me, there's still plenty of Christian parents who knew that the Scouts used to be a wholesome place until the vermin on the left got control of both organizations. A pox upon them. Cross-dressing boys into a Girl Scout. You hear this? Create a cross-dressing troop, that's all. And then can they sell their cookies? I don't know. I guess they could sell their cookies. It doesn't matter whether you're gay, straight, or AC/DC or foot power. You can still sell your cookies if they're Girl Scout cookies. Cookie. Son-off death sentence. What else is in the news? Let's see. We did yesterday the infrastructure. Cop killer. Military dog teams. Hawaii Dem takes on Obama. I'm not interested. Okay, let's take some calls on the Savage Nation. I don't know what stories I want to... Are you interested in the George Staphylococcus story? I am not. Oh, the Amtrak engineer's rants I found this morning. Very interesting. The Amtrak freak job at the controls during Tuesday's deadly Philly derailment, whose train inexplicably... By the way, it's sped up before the curve. You see, this leads me to believe that we're going to find out it's another German airline job, incidentally. Already all of the alarm bells are going off in my head. The reason he dummied up, that the lawyer dummied him up, is because he doesn't want you to know what really happened. It sounds to me, after you read these online rants, Mr. Bostian, and I'm guessing now, why would he speed the thing up before the curve? Unless we have a German job here, like the German pilot. We're going to find that soon. Anyway, he complained about everything. I'm not going to read the rants to you. It's all about complaints. Complaining about the railroad, complaining about the NTSB, complaining about his job. In other words, we got already a grievance job here. So how far do you want to go with this? What more do you need to know? You put your life in your hands. How do you really know? Like when I go on an airplane, which is very, very rarely, I still look into the pilot's compartment. I generally I'm biased, I'll be honest with you. I generally like to see white-haired pilots with blue eyes. That's my bias. I mean, I have friends who are not white-haired and blue-eyed, and some of them are not even men. But the fact of the matter is, I tend to like ex-military pilots in a commercial airline, incidentally, or even on a private jet when I occasionally go. The first thing I do is look at the pilot and talk to him. I hope that they're in their, 50s and ex-airline or ex-military. It's the first thing I want to know. Not that young guys can't fly, but it's a little, more reassuring, to be honest with you, to have an ex-military pilot, isn't it? In case he has to do some maneuvers down there if your engine fails. Now, you're dead anyway. Engine fails in a jet. You're not living through that one. Just do your prayers, and that's the end of it. And that's the story. You're not surviving. That's all. 45,000 feet. Okay, here we go. You asked for airline-filled horror stories. You're going to grab this. You're not going to believe what you're going to hear. Here we go. WFNR in Virginia. Carol, go ahead, please. You're a flight attendant, I understand?
I'm a retired flight attendant, Michael. Flew from 1963 to 1995, 31 years. So it's been a while, but I have a doozy for you. I was working first class from L.A. to DFW, midnight flight. Everybody in first class was asleep. I went back to help the gals in the back. When I came back, I came to my first class galley, pulled open the curtain, and there's one of my first class passengers urinating into a box of peanuts that was on the floor. Now, they're individually wrapped, but I yelled at him, told him to get the hell out of my galley and go to the bathroom. He was drunk. He must have been drunk when he got on the airplane. Anyhow, he had to zip up, and he's working his way out.
Today he'd be arrested, wouldn't he, for that? That's an immediate arrest.
I saved everybody from the peanuts because of...
No, but I'm saying if a guy did that today, it's an immediate arrest, isn't it?
Well, I would think so. Well, I got back at him. I dumped a box...
Oh, wait, please, madam, this is a family show. I don't want to hear what you did with a box of peanuts.
Oh, I threw them away, except for a few bags that I put in his...
No, you said you got even with him. Now, I don't know if I want to hear the story. It could be, you topped him? What'd you do?
I put a few bags of those peanuts in his jacket pocket.
Oh, you're bad. Wait a minute. So that begs the question of, you mean you touched them?
Well, I washed my hands afterwards.
Oh, this whole thing is a mess. So, in all your years of flying, truthfully, were there really, no one was really worried about bacteria, were they?
No. But let me tell you else, I've had B.B. King on my flight. Okay.
No.
Well, yeah, a long time ago.
I bet he was a wonderful man, huh?
He was lovely, very a gentleman. And
I guarantee he was a little nicer than Charles Schumer on the shuttle from New York to L.A. to D.C.
Yeah, I could tell you about some people that were not very nice.
Well, we don't have to spill the beans on him, but thank you. I'm sending you a copy of Countdown to Mecca, giving him away to everyone who gets on the air. That's all. That's all. Take him away. Walk him away. Take away cocktails. WMAC Radio. Dale, welcome to the Savage Nation. What's on your mind?
Yeah, Doctor, I'm thrilled to talk to you. So I'm flying from New Orleans to Tampa, Florida. Got settled into my seat. All is going quite well. And after snacks and things are served, I decided to get a magazine out of the little, flap there in front of the seat. So I reach in, and I felt something that was strange, and instinct, just to grab it, and I did. And when I unfolded this tissue, a full set of fresh dentures.
That is disgusting. You must have it was like Halloween.
Yeah,
What'd you do? Let the dentures hit the floor?
No. I left it. So I called the stewardess over and I said, "Hey, somebody left some dentures here," and she didn't seem a bit surprised. So she goes back to the galley, comes back with gloves, hands me a glove, and tells me to just please remove them and pull the glove